No, you read that right. When you saw the thumbnail and you saw the title, you read that right. I did just submit to PSA. Let's talk about what I submitted, but more importantly, why I submitted. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Retro Hoop Collectibles. I know there's a bunch of you that are like, what? Like foaming at the mouth and all this other stuff. Oh my God, he submitted to PSA. He said he never would. He said he hates PSA. Yes, I'm not the biggest fan of PSA. That is clear. I think we all know that. However, as I've stated in the past in some of my other videos, there are aspects of PSA that I do feel that they have a high level of expertise, a high level of sort of like, I guess prestige is the best way to say it when it comes to this one particular piece. And that particular piece is their autograph authentication for items that are not, authenticated or through the company, through the card company that's actually making the manufacturer. So there's no Panini guarantees. There's no Topps guarantees. PSA will take a look at that autograph and say, yeah, this is a legit autograph from this particular player, person, whatever the case may be. And they'll autograph authenticate it for you. I'm not a fan at all of their grading. I don't think that they're very good at grading or very accurate at grading. And the one big facility that they go through in California, they now have the New Jersey office open, which I think the New Jersey office is where all the authentication goes to, all the autograph authentications go to. So for that particular reason, I have 3 very specific cards that, and also, you know what, the other thing too, I don't really like their labels. I've never liked their labels. However, just like the old CSG labels that were in green, and only had, in my opinion, aesthetically a couple of cards that you could actually send there, or not a couple, but like a small segment of cards that could be sent there and it would aesthetically look right. The Celtic stuff, the Supersonic stuff, would match the green label and actually aesthetically look right and all that stuff. So you guys know I did a couple of subs like that, or I did one sub like that with CSG where I sent them a bunch of Seattle Supersonic stuff. So anyway, in this particular case, what I'm sending is actually not going to look bad with the hospital wristband style label that PSA seemingly hasn't changed since the beginning of time, I think. Yeah, I think they've been rolling with that label for a long time. If anything, call them consistent, right? But anyway, so let's get into this. So I sent 3 cards, and here they are. Again, not a very big sub because, grading wise, I'm not going to send them anything. I don't really have a whole lot. This is the entirety of my my autograph collection that has not been like licensed or anything like that. So we'll see kind of what happens. There's a couple cards here, 2 of which are like Fleer and Topps cards, and then the other one is kind of weird. We'll go through it in a second. But so check this out. So here is Hakeem Olajuwon. This is a 97-98 Fleer Hakeem Olajuwon card. By all intents and purposes, it's just a base card, but it is autographed. It does have an autograph on there. It is like a marker autograph. I can see a little bit of the bleeding into the fibers of the card. So again, not anything that is incredibly valuable, not anything that is incredibly collectible, except for somebody like me who considers Hakeem Olajuwon to be the 2nd greatest player to ever play basketball aside from Jordan. You can fight me in the comments on that one if you really want to, but the fact of the matter is that this guy was not arguably the best center. He was the best center to ever play the game of basketball. Again, argue with me in the comments if you want. And then arguably one of the greatest next to Michael Jordan. I think him not playing against Michael Jordan in the finals was probably one of the tragic things that we missed out on in all of basketball. A Rockets Bulls finals would have been. To watch these guys go up against each other would have been absolutely magical. Anyway, I digress. So this was, I don't remember how I got my hands on this, and I apologize if you were the subscriber that sent this to me. I got so much stuff from subscribers. But I either got this through my man Peter. Pete, let me know if you gave this to me or not. But either way it goes. The other one is a Rudy Tomjanovich autographed card, again, from a subscriber. But again, this one, NBA Hoops, Rudy Tomjanovich. I honestly thought about sending this one to HGA because of the horizontal card. It would look good in a horizontal slab. But once again, if we're talking about core competencies within a company that you feel comfortable with authenticating an autograph that was not already authenticated by the manufacturer, this is the kind of thing that makes the decisions as to where you want to go. And this is also one of the reasons why I don't really like to stick to one particular company for grading, right? I think every company has its core, the top ones, obviously, because there's a whole bunch of like fly-by-night ones, but the main 3 or the main 4, if you want to throw HGA in that mix, they have their core competencies. And HGA, I don't feel, has the core competency of autograph authentication that PSA does. That's my perception. That's how I feel about it. So therefore, the fact that I wanted this autograph to be authenticated superseded the fact that I would have liked it to be in a horizontal slab, which again, HGA is the only company providing that at the moment. So this one's going to PSA to get the authenticated. That is the most important thing that I want. And now that I'm thinking about it, I might send it off. I don't know. I was going to say I might send it off to PSA, get the autograph authenticated, hold the label, and then do something, send it off to HGA, and then just, because again, it's PC stuff, right? So I don't really care if anybody else knows that it's authentic. I know it's authentic, and it looks good in a HGA. I may do something like that. Anyway, fact of the matter is that I want to get this signature authenticated, and then we'll go from there. I think, if I'm not mistaken, my man Birdie, shout out to my man Templebird, sent this to me as a gift for the box of cards that I sent to him for his class. So thank you to Birdie on that one. I appreciate it. Much love. And then finally, this card here. Now this one's a little bit different. It is a classics. Obviously, it's not NBA licensed because they took off the Rockets from here. So it is Hakeem Olajuwon. It is center of attention. It seems to be a good card. I mean, it's 1994 classics. Congratulations, you received a limited edition Hakeem Olajuwon autographed card. It is autographed. I can tell that's in the silver, kind of like the silver permanent marker ink. One of the things that's interesting about this one is this, I believe, it looks like it was signed Akeem, which the autograph is a little bit weird if you look at it. But this one's a little wispy. And so I want to send it off to get authenticated. We'll see what it comes back as, but or it may be the H and he just dragged the pen. I don't know. Again, these are one of the reasons why you want to send it to somebody who has a core competency in authenticating autographs. And for me, as much as I don't like their grading practices, as much as I don't like some of the other things that PSA does, autograph authentication, I think, is they, in my opinion, would be the leading folks in that. You could argue Beckett as well, right? But in terms of slabs, I think these would look better in a PSA slab. I know that sounds kind of funny to say, but this is all red, white, Rockets, red stuff. I mean, it's not gonna, it won't look bad. Let's say that. And for this one in particular, it probably will look really good. So this one as well. This one not so much, but anyway. So that's it. Moral of the story here, right? We all collect. Those of us who collect, we all collect. I mean, I know there's investors and flippers and all that stuff that really just care about bottom line, and ROI and things like that, don't really have any skin in the game as far as emotional attachment to these things and nostalgia and all that stuff. But for those of us that do, you have to remember that each company, do your research, find out what that company is in terms of what they are in terms of core competencies, what they do really well. Obviously, I've been following the grading scene for quite some time, and maybe not quite some time, couple years, but very in depth and looking at it from a business standpoint and what they're able to do and what they're able to not do, what they're good at, what they're not good at, right? But I encourage you to do the same thing, right? Do the same thing. Figure out what your collection is about. Figure out why you're getting it graded, right? Is it just simply encapsulation and protection? Is it simply aesthetics and display? Is it autograph authentication? Is it strictly for the grading purposes to add value to your card? If so, send it to where you feel it's going to get the most accurate grade. Things of that nature, right? You have to figure out why it is you're doing what you're doing. Please don't follow what I'm doing just because I'm doing it. Don't follow anybody else on YouTube or Instagram and do what they do just simply because they told you to do it. Find out what you want to get out of the experience of grading your cards. Once you've established that, do some research as to what company is best going to fit that bill for you. And don't be so close-minded. I don't like PSA, but I like that but I feel that they're the best at authenticating autographs, which is why I'm sending them there. Because that's what I want for these 3 particular cards as they go into my collection. I want those autographs authenticated, and I want to have them in my collection and be able to say that is an authentic autograph. It's been authenticated by PSA, which is the leading experts in authenticating autographs. Do what you love, folks, right? Figure out what you want to do some research, and spend your money wisely. Because this was not cheap. 3 cards, I think it cost me maybe 120 bucks or something like that. Yeah, 120 bucks with shipping. I'm not sure what the response, I really don't know what the response, whenever I make videos, I'm usually pretty good about understanding what the response is going to be in the comments. I really don't know on this one. So maybe you guys are happy. Maybe you guys are like, you're such a hypocrite, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Doesn't matter to me anyway. Gator skin, baby. Gator skin. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. Hit the comments below. Let me know what you think. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Please share this as I'm trying to kind of grow this community and make it a little better. We could do more stuff. It's going to be great. Love you guys. Peace.